This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffman.
Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Today is Wednesday, October the 19th, 2022. We're so glad you could join us. Coming up in this show, I talk with the folks at SolinfTec, and we hear about their new autonomous robot that will not only do crop scouting, but also do spraying for you all by itself. We'll also take a look at your ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down those markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Well, we're at the end of another trading day, and we turn to Robin Schmall of agmarket.net. Robin, what did we see in those grain markets today?
Well, quite a bit of the day we were somewhat under pressure, but we started coming back toward the end of the day. Beans moved back to positive territory. The market's dealing with the issues of course, the low river waters for barges moving. It's dealing with some harvest pressure. There may be a little bit slower harvest that will be taking place here as we get some moisture in some areas. But so the market's trying to balance all these things with demand. Now with the difficulty of moving some of the soybeans down through the Gulf or slower, it's moving, but it's just slower. Internal soybean prices in China have gone up quite a bit, so they're trying to get supplies in, trying to get it through, but it's having somewhat of an issue. Now, basis, interestingly enough, for barges, primarily for corn, yesterday and today were a little higher at 165 over the December price. So even though we're seeing that difficulty, and I know that was been talked about a couple of weeks ago too, is that even with that, we're seeing some fairly strong basis as far as at the river for barge rates. However, internally, we were about steady. Maybe it's a little bit weaker. Basis is kind of holding at this point in time as harvest is progressing. Now, the EU indicated, or the report showed, that their corn imports since July 1st are about doubled what they were a year ago. And that's a lot of time. Much of that is due to the drought they've had in different areas. So they've really stepped up their corn imports this year so far. Now, Brazil corn exports for October were at 7.2 million metric ton, and that's a new record for the month of October for Brazil to be actually moving out some corn into the world market. Now, that weekly ethanol report today showed production at 84,000 barrels per day with stocks of 19,000 barrels. So it's kind of a back and forth on the ethanol production stage. Now, the strong U.S. dollar, it's a debatable how much impact that's having. It's probably going to have more of impact on wheat because we ship out more of the wheat into the international markets. That may be a little bit more fickle according to that versus the soybeans and the corn, but the jury's out on that. I know we're seeing a strong dollar, but yet we're seeing some fairly decent exports at the same time. Now, the drought in the plains is supportive factor of the wheat, but that has not generated enough buying interest by traders into the wheat market to keep it moving higher. On the soybean basis, in the barge rates slipped just a little bit yesterday and today, but they're still high at $1.70 over the November contract. Basis there was flat to a little bit firmer in the Midwest. USDA attaché says that Brazil now is looking at a bigger crop at 148.5 million tons. That's up from 144, which was the previous estimate, and planted acreage at 42.8 million hectares. So they're actually increasing a little bit from what they're seeing coming out of there.
All right, a lot of great information there. Now switching to the livestock side of things, Robin, what are we seeing in cattle and hogs?
Well, the markets have really been strong. Hogs primarily have really been under fire or on fire. The cattle market has been pushing higher. The cash cattle have not yet traded at this point in time, but the feedlots are looking for something higher than initially anticipated. They were looking for $1 higher earlier this week. There's been some bids that have been passed on by some of the feedlots. They're anticipating now that we could see maybe $2 or $3 higher. They're seeing packers need to get these cattle in line. There's strong slaughter pace. Boxed beef is still kind of iffy. It was stronger yesterday. We don't have the final on today yet at this point in time, but there's that anticipation that we're going to see some higher prices. And with cash cattle probably holding off until Thursday's trade is going to maybe generate a little bit higher cash being paid by the packers. Now, tomorrow we're going to start seeing traders set their sights ahead to the cattle on feed report on Friday. That may not have a whole lot of influence, but I think if we actually see cash cattle trading, I think the futures might stagnate because they've got this already factored in. On the hog side, they've really been strong, and December hogs have almost regained everything that they lost later in September when we had that free fall, that we were down, there was just nothing stopping them and the funds were liquidating in free fall. It's almost regained all of that. December closed the chart gap earlier this week, and February is knocking on the door of closing its chart gap. Now, hog weights are interesting. They increased 0.7 pounds this last week versus the week before. But what's interesting is they're 5.7 pounds below a year ago. Now, we've increased slaughter pace for hogs, which has been good. We've seen some strong export sales the last 2 weeks. Another weekly export sales coming out tomorrow. With a strong slaughter pace, we might be seeing something that's giving us an indication of continued strong export market. The daily direct morning report for cash was surprising today. It's up $7.49. That's on top of yesterday, which was up $7.61. So we have 2 strong days of over $15 combined of the cash price of hogs increasing. Cutouts were down 27 cents so far in the morning report, but we might be seeing a little bit more of a turn in the cash market, a little bit more of a turn in the cutout market. However, the futures have been really exploding higher in anticipation and the path of least resistance.
All right, Robin. Well, if folks want to talk market strategies or get some more information from agmarket.net, how do they go about doing that?
Well, they can call me directly at 877-256-3253 or go to our website, agmarket.net. The main phone number is on there, and you'll get a hold of any broker that's available.
All right, Robin, we appreciate the information. We'll talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. It's always a great time to be on with you.
That again was Robin Schmall of agmarket.net. Let's run down those closing numbers, courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart.
December corn was down 2 3/4 at 678 1/4. March down 2 1/2 at 684 1/2. November beans up 1/2 at 1372 1/2. January up 3/4 at 1382 3/4. January meal down $1.10 at $396.60. Soy oil down $1.49 at $68.01. Chicago wheat down 8 1/4 at $841 1/4. Minneapolis wheat down 2 1/2 at $953 1/2. Kansas wheat is down 2 3/4 at $941 3/4. Oats down a dime at $380 3/4. December live cattle were $1.57 higher at $151.35. October feeders were trading 40 cents higher at $175.22. December lean hogs 90 cents higher at $87.37. Pork cutouts 22 cents higher at $102.67. Class 3 milk up 3 cents at $21.77.
And that's been a check of our ag market recap. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we talk with the folks at SolinfTec about their autonomous ag machines. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to AMPM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Well, during Farm Progress Show, we got to see lots of new technologies and lots of upgraded technology. One of the things that really was catching eyes was a new autonomous robot that goes around in the fields and does scouting for you, but now also has the capability to do sprayers. It can run 24/7 all by itself with no charging needed. Well, how does it work? Well, we talked with the folks at SolinfTec to find out.
And so we're talking today about some of your new apparatus here that has the sprayer capability. First of all, kind of tell us about the basic model that we see doing scout work, and we'll have some footage of here during the interview. But tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll kind of work into how the sprayer got put into it as well.
Yeah, we are so excited to launch this new platform here in the Farm Progress Show. We know that this democratic technology will help farmers as well to bring information, to bring more efficiency for them, reducing chemical and caring about the weather for sure, because it is 100% electric, autonomous, and you believe that this kind of technology will be part for the new area of the agriculture.
All right, so you told us it's all electrical. So tell us a little bit about how it's powered, how it works, and how the system makes it better.
Actually, we have some solar panels and the batteries embedded on this technology that can make these robots run 24 hours per 7 days. That we believe that this situation that's running on the field constantly can bring more information for farmers, but not just information on our site. This can act on the field because we can see, identify, and make the application at the exact time in the real time.
All right, and so we're watching the Scout right now. It's going over some small plants. So if this was in the field of soybeans or corn or what have you, what would it be doing? What kind of information is it gathering?
So the scouting and the sprayer is the same platform. We are just attach a new bumps and new sensors. So, but talking about the scouting that you asked me, so we can bring information from the crop, all the soil information and the weeds information, the health, the stage, all the situation that you can make the farmers take a better decision without to be in the field, right? All the information comes through the technology that's living there. Right now we have another robots live in the field to bring the information to help a farmer to take a better decisions.
All right, so let's say we have the model, like you said, the one with the sprayer on it, so it can scout and spray, correct? And so is it one of those things like if you load it up, it goes out and it could spot spray if it finds something?
Exactly. So this robot spray is run in Brazil, Canada, and US. We are using and cover the soybeans, corn, cotton, wheat, and canola. So that is the exactly idea to make all the process that the farmers need to do in just one pass, to make the scouting, to make the process that can make some application, spot spray application, to reduce the chemical, labor, and machinery time, and for sure helping the environment as well. As electric, we don't have the fuel consumptions constantly right there. So that is the concept that you are trying to help all the parts produce more food, because you know that the habitats increase a lot and you need to be more efficient in the same square meter. So that is the idea. Help everybody in just one pass.
And so how easy is the interface for farmers? Let's say you have a Scout or you have the sprayer and it finds something else besides what it's supposed to be looking for. Let's say if you're spraying fungicide or something, but it sees a pest problem or something. How does that interface alert them that there's something else that they need to take care of?
That is another part that you care about, because you know that you have a mix of the generation running the farms. So the idea is to provide the information the simple way by app and cell phone, or more complex reports by the website that the guys can get in our platform and get this information. But we care about this information. So the most important part it is bring this information in the normal parts for the farm. We need to adapt our technology for their parts, not the opposite side. So then all the information comes through the technology in his hands.
All right. And so how are you seeing the market grow here in the United States? Sometimes getting us to change the way we do things, and we're a little stubborn once in a while. How are you seeing that market grow?
I believe that this is the future. To be honest, this is the future. We need to move for these things, help the environment, but first of all, help the guy that produce food for the world. So actually in our exposition here, we are totally sold out. We sold 30 units of this one, 20 for US, 10 for Canada, and for the spring next year, we need to produce more robots, and I believe that's the US market and North American market totally, they want to receive this new technology to help them in daily situations.
All right. So if folks out here that are watching this today want more information, where do they find it?
So they can find in our website, SolinfTec.com. We have a specific place there to fill all the data. So we have a sales and marketing waiting for the contacts, and you are open to receive a lot of questions there.
Okay, and one other question then off of that platform, is there like little lessons or training available so they can learn how to use it or interface with it if something's wrong?
Oh, for sure. So the most important thing is listen the feedback from the farmers, and then we have a team that's customer support that can support all the implementation and after sales as well. Our team don't sell products, but we sell solutions.
All right. Well, I thank you, Leo, so much for taking the time to visit with us.
Thank you. I really appreciate you visit us.
And then again, it was a great talk with the folks at SolinfTec. Make sure you check out that new autonomous scout device that they have available. Now let's take a look at the ag weather outlook. Well, it was sunny and cold again today here in Des Moines and around much of the state. But we're going to see temperatures dip down, but not as far as they have the last couple of nights. And a nice little warm-up is on our way. Let's see what the next 24 hours has in store from the National Weather Service.
Well, as we said, we had sunshine and cold temperatures to start the day, and the clouds are starting to build in just a little bit from the south and from the west. And we're seeing those temperatures in the upper 40s to the mid 50s. Now, tonight it'll be partly cloudy, just a little bit warmer, and we're looking at highs in the upper 20s to the mid 30s. Definitely better than those mid to upper teens we were seeing the last two nights. And now tomorrow, looking to be even warmer still, mostly sunny, still a scattered few clouds around the state here and there. And we'll be looking for highs in the 60s. Looking at the affiliate weather map, we see tomorrow Cherokee mostly sunny and 64, Shenandoah mostly sunny 67, Des Moines and Albia both mostly sunny and 65, Waterloo mostly sunny 61, and Clinton sunny and 60 degrees.
For more detailed forecasts in your area, tune to your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that's been our Ag Weather Outlook. And with that, we're at the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and on our YouTube channel. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we put out a new episode of each show. You can also find our free Twice Daily Market podcasts on Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Riley Smith and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.